Bro, I don't think y'all get it, bro. Yo, somebody find the video saying I'm gonna meet Yeet one day. I got $100 cash app. Can we just talk about how like all this happened, bro? Bro, the way that happened was crazy, bro. I'm at the crib. I'm chilling with Manny. Completely forgot that uh Yeet is coming to the city today. Completely forgot. We went, we got lunch. We had to walk my dog again. I'm doing label calls all day and meetings and texting all day, every day, all day. It's just group chats and talks and calls nonstop. You know what I'm saying? So boom, now here we go with this damn. Bro, I realized it's 5 o'clock, and I'm like, yo, bro, it's it's 5 o'clock, nigga. Yeet is out here. In my head, I'm like, I missed it. Cause I didn't text Will to, see if he was free to pull up for the stream, to see if maybe we can go stream the thing or any of that. I was just like, hey, like, fuck. And then I'm like, yo, I swear to God. And then I did this. I went, to Little Old Reliable. I put the address in. I realized I'm right there, bro. I'm right around the corner. I'm not far at all. If I want to go on a bike, it's going to take me 30 minutes. But my scooter drives 25 miles an hour. So in New York City terms, I'm flying because you're not even allowed to drive more than 25 miles an hour or you'll get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So the shit is gone. No cap. So I was like, yo, it says 30 minutes. I'll make it in 20. Boom. Made it in like 18 minutes. Let's say, I want to say 15 minutes. I tweeted 15 minutes, but it was probably like 18, 19 minutes because I stopped twice because I wanted to rearrange stuff. I stopped on live to take a picture to show. I was on live while driving the scooter to show my boy Charles my scooter and show like that because that's my day one. So he can get me to stop while I'm on live and show him the scooter that I'm on because I ain't shown him it yet. You know what I'm saying? And then yo, bro, I got there. I'm on the live and somebody on the live said, yo, there's mad people here. And I was like, okay, bet I didn't miss anything because I thought I missed something. You know what I'm saying? Bro, mind you, I'm going over the bridge, chat. I'm over the fucking bridge. I've never done this shit in my life. I've never left my block with the scooter. I went to the gym with the scooter this morning, but that was the first time I was able to do that. So I wasn't even used to sliding around the city like that. But I do know I got some badass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this scooter is badass, bro. I ain't even going front. This shit's sturdy. Super sturdy. You feel me? So, boom. I'm dipping, bro. Everything is valid. I'm passing every e-bike, every biker. Nigga, I'm passing mopeds at this point, bro. I'm flying past mopeds. I'm getting there. I'm drifting, turns. I get there, mad people there. I'm like, oh, shit. But I'm not worried about nothing because the second I get there, I see Yeet in a drive-thru. I'm like, wow. That there was enough for me. Like, I was just going to take a little video, post it, and go about my day. Literally go home. You know what I'm saying? And then 30 seconds into that, like, me noticing Yeet is in the window already. Me pulling out my phone so I could record and shit like that. I took a little video of that. Fucking... Oh, so a doer pulled up. We took a picture. You know what I'm saying? And then after we were done taking the picture, I turned around and I saw my man's Raheem, who I also brought on stream to introduce him to underground music, directed by RJ, etc., etc. But he was doing camera work that night, tonight for Yeet, because he's a cameraman, photographer. He's all in. So boom, he was like, "Yo, bro, if you want to get inside, I'll get you in." I'm like, "Bro, for real?" In my mind, I'm like, "Nigga, do you know?" I mean, he know, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, "Nigga, don't just say that." He's like, "Bro, what?" Mind you, bro, I know Raheem since we were both in the same preschool class, pre-K. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ass. We were both in the same kindergarten class, pre-kindergarten, all that. Third grade, same 7th grade class. We grew up down the street from each other our entire lives. But you know what I'm saying? So he's like, "Bro, what?" He looked at me like like I was crazy for thinking that he wouldn't get me inside. But you know, I'm used to niggas just being weird and fake. As if this was any other like person from the underground or whatever it was, 9 times out of 10 they would have never added me to the situation. Like if you guys pay attention, I had Corey there. You know, I was on some like, yo, bro, like just follow me in. If you can get in, like you get in. You know what I'm saying? But me and Corey got the same management, so it was like, hey, fuck it, and he got in. Shout out to Corey. You know what I'm saying? And then boom. So Rod got me in. I parked my scooter. I had to get my lock. Thank God I bought a lock this morning. So cause I got the shit yesterday night. I bought the lock. I locked the shit up. And then I went to Rod. Got me inside. And then as soon as I got inside, it was motion. I saw my son Ice, the producer. You know what I'm saying? We chopped it up for a little bit. Xavier was the first. Honestly, Xavier is such a real ass nigga, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Shout out to Xavier. Like, a lot of y'all don't know, Xavier, like, and shout out my nigga Fab Ties, bro. Another one that's day one with me in the chat. Fab Ties bought me my first fitted cap, chat. Swear to God on everything I love. Swear to God on everything I love. We were in the mall buying hats. He was buying a hat. I had no money in my pocket. I was like, bro, could you get me a hat? Swear to God, I was like, bro, could you give me a hat? Bro was like, yeah. Dead ass, bro. Paid 30 cash for my first gray brim. I'll never forget that shit, bro. Worked everything I love. That's my brother for life. I don't even know what possessed me to even ask that, bro. I was just so... I just wanted a hat so bad. I was like, damn. Yo, bro, could you give me a hat? I swear to God, bro. I was like, hey, bro, that's enough to try. W, my brother. No cap. Next time I'm out in Massachusetts, I'm gonna be out there in September, so you already know, bro. You know the vibes, bro. You know that shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta come see my little nephew. You feel what I'm saying? But look, man. Raw got me in there. I'm in the building. I'm chopping up with my nigga Ice. You know what I'm saying? And then Xavier was like, yo, 8God. Yo, what's good, bro? 8God's here. I swear to God, bro. And then he came down. He thanked me for the reaction. Zach Bia came down as well. He also thanked us for the reaction, chat. So W's to you guys. Y'all reactions are definitely being watched. Like, they're definitely being seen. Because he was like, oh, yeah, bro. Appreciate the reaction, bro. That was fire. I was like, damn, son. No cap. And then my nigga Harry pulled up. Shout out my nigga Harry Gaffney, bro. Fucking GOAT. Met Harry when I first met Jace because he was working at the label that Jace was at. And Harry was the one that like really pushed, like really pushed for the label to keep me involved with Jace. And even when he moved over to Capital and he texted me right away like, yo, bro, I'm at Capital now. You know, I work with Yeat and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, congratulations and W and everything like that. But shout out to Harry, bro, because he was really the one that saw the vision in us early, and just did whatever he can to keep us as involved as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, W fucking Harry, bro. So yeah, Harry was in the building because, you know, like he said, he works with Yeat now. He's doing digital marketing and all the extra good stuff. I saw Nick Bruno. Shout out Nick Bruno. He was the one that got us on the Yeat clips for TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, he works with that team over there and everything like that. Shout out to Nick. But he also met through Harry. You know what I'm saying? Ironically, at a Yapo J show. Like, chat, it be so much shit going on for so long that I don't know. I feel like I don't boast it enough. I just live it. I just live it. You know, I just live it and know where and I make sure I know where I stand. You know what I'm saying? But like it's so much, like we're so deep in, bro. Like we work for a label. I say we because I can't be working for a label without y'all. Like we work for a label, chat. We work for a fucking label. Like do y'all know how deep we are into this shit? We went past labels paying us. We work for it. We there. Like, chat, I don't think y'all get it. I don't think y'all get it. Like, this shit is legit. We don't want legit, chat. No cap. But fuck that. We in the building, we inside, we talking. Yo, Zach is so cool, bro. Like, we literally chopped it up like multiple different times for a great like you would have thought I been knew this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You would have thought Zach was as broke as me the way we was talking. Swear to God, I'm not kidding, bro. You would have thought Zach was, bro. Bro, you would have thought Zach was popped the way we was chopping it up. You feel what I'm saying? But like, you know me, I don't know. The industry has forced me to move just casually. Like, but after like the sixth different conversation with Zach, I was like, yo, we gotta take a picture, bro. What the fuck am I doing? But we couldn't do it because, not that we couldn't, but it was just a lot of shit going on. But he was like, yeah, absolutely, bro. But like, it was just a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But it hit me like, yo, bro, why am I not taking a picture with Zach? What the fuck? Let's go. But yeah. And then shout out Lunchbox, because Lunchbox pulled up. We chopped it up. We spoke. You know, he's got a lot of stuff on the way. Another album on the way. Great stuff. You know, we just, you know, Lunchbox really in the building, chat. Like, for y'all niggas that be trying to sleep on, bro, you need to get slapped. But besides all that, it's like Lunchbox was there. And then I was about to leave because I was trying to get on stream. And that's when Lunchbox and Ice was like, you're not going to chop it up with bro? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a little nervous. Here, I ain't gonna front. I was a little nervous. I'm like, you think he'll take a picture? I'm like, you think he'll take a picture? Ice was like, what? Nigga, Lunchbox just started walking to him like, W Lunchbox, chat. This is why we do what we do for Lunchbox. Lunchbox didn't even say nothing. He just started walking towards Yeat. Like, nigga, what? Walked up to Yeat and was like, yo, bro. Yeat had to take a couple pictures and shit like that. But he's like, yo, bro, you want to take a picture with bro right here? Like, you know, he's certified type shit. He was like, yeah, of course. Came through, tapped up Yeat. First thing I said was, yo, I appreciate you for the music, bro. That's what I said. I knew there wasn't enough time to say, yo, bro, you changed my life. No, we'll get into that later. We're going to meet Yeat again, and we're going to be locked in for real. Yo, the way Zach was jacking us, bro. Yeah, facts. I ain't gonna lie. Zach was even like, you about to go home and stream? I'm like, yeah, nigga, oh God. Swear to God. But before the picture too, he's like, we gotta go stream? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So nah. W Zach, okay. But I dapped him up, said appreciate you for the music. He went like this. I noticed it. I was like, nigga, I already know the vibes. Nigga, I did the same shit. I passed my phone to my boy Raheem, but like mad people just started like, you know, they formed up. Ice, you know, pulled his phone out. There was another photographer. It was a couple photographers. Everybody pulled their phone out. And Zach was like, yo, this is a legendary moment right here. I'm like, nah, what? No cap, bro. Like, everybody in the room knew how full circle that moment was. Maybe Yeat didn't. It's fine. It's cool. I don't really care. But like, yeah. Zach was like, does the legendary moment. We got the flag. And then I was just like, damn. I said, appreciate you to Yeat. I mean, yeah, Yeat as well. Lunchbox, Ice. Then I said goodbye to Harry. We're going to chop it up. We're going to get dinner. You know what I mean? We're going, you know what I mean? I'm out here now, so he know that. So, boom. And then, some fan was outside. Not one of my fans. I don't say fans, supporters, but one of Xavier's fans was outside because Xavier was, you know, also inside, and they were trying to give him the shirt. I think his name was Robert. What was his name? Robert. Robert had a sign in the window saying, yo, I made this shirt for Xavier. He was trying to pay people inside $100 to give Xavier the shirt. And I'm just like, I'm not going to take this $100. I'm just going to try to get Xavier the shirt. I went to Xavier on some calm shells. Like, yo, bro, like, yo, there's some kid outside, bro. He, like, you know, he said he made a shirt specifically for you. I know Xavier's cool like that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, word. But Xavier is so cool that he doesn't have it in him to be like, nah, I can't because X, Y, and Z. But I move very militant. So Xavier started walking to the door like he's gonna go outside and get the shirt for the nigga. He walked to the door and I'm like, yo, bro, I'll go get it for you, bro. Like, I know who you are, bro. I know what's gonna happen when you walk outside. I didn't say all that. I was just like, yo, bro, I'll get it for you. He's like, yo, I appreciate you, bro. I'm already knowing, you know what I'm saying? I went to the kid, I got the shirt, and I let the kid know. I was like, listen, bro, I'm not going to guarantee you that I'm going to take a picture of Xavier with this shirt because I know how these rappers are, and you're going to post this, and, you know, rappers don't like that. Like, they don't like that shit. You're going to try to advertise your shirt and make money off of their name. Like, that wasn't official, and they're not making money off of that. So, you know what I'm saying? And the kid was like, he just didn't want me to steal the shirt myself. I'm like, bro, I don't want your shirt, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm going to give it to him. I already told him I'm going to come get the shirt. I just want you to know I can't promise you that I'm going to get a picture of you, of him and your shirt. I gave Xavier the shirt. He liked the shirt. I thought it was cool. And I told Xavier, I was like, yo, bro, you can do whatever you want with the shirt. You can throw it away, whatever. I just wanted the kid to have his moment. And I already told him, like, I have to make sure it's okay with you if you're okay with taking a picture with the shirt. I already know how it is with the promo, so don't even worry about it, bro. I'm Gucci. You're Gucci. He understood that too, you know, because that's definitely something that all rappers want to avoid. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a fan out there, understand that the rapper probably didn't ego you. He probably didn't give you the shirt because he knew if he took the shirt, you're probably going to post it and you're probably going to try to advertise off his name. And some rappers are at the point where they know they're at that point and they're not going to allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right, chat. Shout out to Zach Bia for hooking us up with the signed Yeat. I think they called it Zen. We're going to pass out I forgot what they called it. I don't know what they called it. Literally forgot what it was called. But magazine here for Yeat. Magazine here by Yeat. Words by Jason Buford. Photos by CN Moore. Wardrobe by Yeat. Yeat doesn't want your attention. That's why he has it. Bars. I don't want your attention. That's why I have it. That's real 48 laws of power right there, bro. That's real laws of power right there, chat. Do your fucking homework. To understand Yeat is to accept a series of paradoxes. He's simultaneously one of the most famous people on the planet and someone who has cultivated an air of mystery and secrecy. He obfuscates his face whenever possible, yet courts attention with braggadocious diamond chains and rare but far from understated chrome heart pieces. In an age where the lives of celebrities are available to us almost uninterrupted, he posts relatively sparingly on social media. There is something about Yeat's music that is somewhat off-putting and confrontational, cold, aggressive beats and vernacular that seems nonsensical and wildly made up, sometimes even to those in the know, and yet he's had the #1 song in the world. All of that to say, it's hard to know what awaits on the set of Yeat's Shoot with Grailed. Yes, I know how to read, motherfuckers. Okay. Here's a photo. Here is a photo. We got the cover here. If you pay attention to the cover, there's a bell. So these little snake-like lines, Zach Bia pointed this out for me. These little like lines that are popping up, if you look closely, it makes a bell. Like this little 3D reflective thing. It's a bell. Y'all wouldn't be able to tell. Nobody's gonna ever be able to show you this type of information. Thank you to Zach Bia for pointing this out to me before I left. I'd let him know that I'm gonna show this to the stream. Show them exactly that so you guys can understand the detail of, like, you know, what Yeat's doing here. Respectfully. Look at that. He got the Chrome Hearts fit in a nice thermal kind of, touch there on the photo. Cool. More photos here. Look at that. Boom. Let's see. High above Chelsea streets, the studio might have been mistaken for a curated exhibit of Chrome Hearts, laid out on racks or garments, ranging from vintage pieces to one of one jeans. There are custom white Timberlands with Chrome Hearts signature crosses rendered in a distinctive animal print, tailor-made by the brand for Yeat's performance at Coachella, and of course, plenty of sterling silver laying about. Are they selling those? Are they selling those boots? I'm trying to get a pair. Can I get a pair? I might not be able to afford them. Can somebody send me a pair? The California brand was founded in 1988 and began by producing luxurious leather goods, mostly jackets and jewelry. The latter quickly became its calling card, with Chrome Hearts winning the CFDA's Accessory Designer Award in 1992. In its first decade of existence, the brand developed a following among superstars, musicians like Cher, the Sex Pistols, guitarist Steve Jones, as well as members of Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. By the late 90s, the brand expanded beyond its Hollywood circle with Como des Garçons, importing it into Japan. Sorry, I just have to burp a lot. I'm sorry. And come to the early aughts, New York's rap scene was starting to flash Chrome Hearts like a badge of honor. In some senses, the Chrome Hearts story mirrors Yeat's existence while the brand was in the limelight. It remained mostly under the radar unless you were among the world's rich and famous until the late 2010s. The surge in popularity over the last decade is still partially due to the brand's original focus on rarity. Pieces are still tough to come by, and as a result are indicators of those in the know. Appreciate you, bro. And I will also say A Boogie has a lot to do with that. Yes, A Boogie heavily popularized Chrome Hearts and Mike and Mary in New York. Heavily. Okay, was one of the first to actually get money like that and able to tap into those trends. You know what I'm saying? I will say he had a lot to do with that. I watched it firsthand. I saw Chrome Hearts on that nigga before I knew what Chrome Hearts was. Yup. So, yup. Even those before he became a Coachella playing star, Yeat was a vocal supporter of Chrome Hearts on 2019 Spend It All. Then the 19-year-old raps about having Chrome Hearts all over my body in the intervening half-decade. The brand has become his de facto uniform, particularly for his sets at the world's biggest festivals. He performed at Rolling Loud in 2024, decked out in the brand, and only a few weeks before his shoot, he took to the Coachella stage, dressed in head-to-toe Chrome Hearts. Yeat's fans were still talking about his set for many days later, where he performed a cover of Drake's Feel No Ways, which is honestly the greatest fucking cover of all time. I added that myself. Thank you. A nod to the impact that the Toronto rapper's bitter yet boastful lyrics have had on Yeat's own music. At one point in the build-up to the hook, Yeat let out a primal scream bouncing on stage in his Chrome Hearts. The beret, the jean shorts, the bandana, the shirt flapping in the wind. On the surface, he was bathing in the light show, but he was also bathing in the moment. And yet, despite playing in front of hundreds of thousands of people, it still felt like he was back in Portland standing in front of his mirror before he was Yeat. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like, it did look like some guy just in the mirror practicing on his performance. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, he's in front of all those people living it up. It's crazy how good Yeat is at just, connecting moments, just making everything full circle for himself. Really good at that. Really good at capitalizing on that type of stuff. Much respect to that. But this is the picture again up close. So much money, guys. So much. Ooh, lots of reading here. Here's some pictures for y'all. These are the Tims that they was talking about. The chain. Boom. This is all of it. This is all of it, chat. This is all of it right here. There's something about that restraint, not letting everybody in all the time, that resonates, marking Yeat as a decidedly Gen Z star. Content to do things his way without all the content that comes with it. Really, really, really appreciate that, bro. The shit like that motivates me, bro, because a lot of time I'm conflicted to, like, you know, falling in line with what needs to be done to grow as a streamer, a content creator. Like, you know, a lot of times I feel like I'm taking a risk on not taking advantage on all the news and new songs and all the stuff that's coming out. Sometimes I'm always like, damn, like, am I gonna get washed up? Are people gonna forget about me? Is nobody gonna give a fuck? Like, is my name gonna no longer like hold weight? And I've never felt like that. I've never felt like that, bro. I feel like as long as I do what I need to do in terms of making sure it's getting done at a good rate with good quality and, you know what I mean, morality, we've always moved forward. So it was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So hearing things like that, you know, people like Yeat who isn't trying, but it's still working. Not isn't trying, but taking the road less traveled by, but still benefiting off of it. It's like, you know. Yes, sir, gang. My B-Day is in 13 days, chat. My birthday is in 13 days, chat. This is hard. This is fucking hard. Ooh-wee. Oh, okay. We gotta read all this shit, chat. Come on. I dropped out of college, but I don't like to read. Yeat arrived at the studio after spending the first part of the day vibing out in Manhattan, which he says is one of his favorite places to be. Only Tokyo comes close to his estimation. I love Tokyo, he says. You can buy anything there. He's wearing a relatively low-key all-black outfit with exceptions of a blinding chain, a reference to a familiar sound from his music. A singular diamond serves as the iced-out bell's clapper. The diamond costs as much as the bell. Yeat says with the entire piece worth a whopping $300,000. Perhaps the money you would need to buy a house in Ohio. With him are a group of his closest friends, including his manager, Zach Bia, who have been alongside him as he's grown into his stardom. It's the presence that contributes to Yeat's laid-back attitude as he walks around the space, trading jokes with those he's only just met, showing off and explaining the significance of his myriad of tattoos, like one of his grandfathers. No, like the one of his grandfather. Okay. I'm a little dyslexic, chat. Chill. For years, Yeat rapped and spoke about his drug use, crediting LSD with opening his mind when it came to making music, which may explain his creative use of English language. He was now sober. He said there was a perceptible change between the Yeat scene on stage and through screens over the last few years, and the standing in the studio. He seemed more focused with a boyish handsomeness and spring into his step. Bia said that he was on something of a wellness kick, hitting the gym, watching what he ate, and it showed. I will say, too, it's funny because I was looking at Yeat while we're there, and I'm like, bro, look healthy. Nice teeth, skin clean. One of his homeboys was eating some pizza. He was like, yo, why you eating pizza? Like, swear to God. He was like, yo, why you eating pizza? To one of his homeboys. And then he's like, fat motherfucker. Swear to God. And then I was like, damn, like, I just heard this nigga talk. Like, you don't even hear the nigga talk. The nigga don't seek attention so much that he don't even talk. Hearing the nigga talk, it's like almost, you know, crazy. Like, I literally heard the nigga voice in real life. Dead ass. And I was just like, the fuck? Like not like a ad lib or some shit. Like the nigga whole voice just talking like a regular person with a little grin at the end. I'm like, this is a regular person. He's making TikToks with New Yorkers and shit. Like all this, like casually making jokes with people. Everything that I'm reading, I literally witnessed within the 30 minutes that I was in the same room with Yeat. I witnessed all this. This is crazy. This is crazy. The one habit that he couldn't kick, his vape. Later, he fashioned an ad hoc prop from it, plugging his earbuds into it as he posed for pictures, blowing a cloud of smoke into the air. We could sell that for $20,000 now, Bia said. While it may have been in jest, most jokes have a grain of truth to them, and in all honesty, Bia was probably right. Such is the fervor of fandom among Yeat's acolytes that anything he touches turns to figurative gold. What's crazy? Axe Ice and Lunchbox. I was talking to them when I said this. I was talking to him when I said this, okay? I'm going to show you guys. When I saw this inside, I was like, wait, is he selling these? I'll buy one right now. And they were like, nah. Zach was like, nah, he just thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Because I was getting ready to cop. Swear to God, I thought it was a great idea. I'm pretty sure Jason wrote this. Some of the buzz just seems to follow Yeat. Maybe because he's never been one to overshare, holding back comes naturally, and it keeps people wanting more. A decade ago, record labels were begging their artists to be omnipresent on social media, clap back on Twitter, post on Instagram, engage with fans. In recent years, the pleas have been to pop into Twitch streams or do a TikTok with a viral creator, but by being less accessible, Yeat has checked a few boxes because the fans don't have perpetual access to him. They are quick to lap up. I'm sorry. The reason why I keep fucking up is because I keep losing where I'm at when I go to the next fucking line. They are quick to lap up new music or see him in concert. There's this feverish desire to hear Yeat, to see him, to try and understand his Sphinx-like figure, and there's something about that restraint, not letting everybody in all the time, that resonates, marking Yeat as decidedly Gen Z star. Content to do things his way without all the content that comes with it. There's nothing manufactured about Yeat's low-key approach to fame. According to Enzo, one of his close friends, Yeat is almost unnervingly low maintenance. There's times that they'll be in the gym together as he is thinking about a song that he needs to finish up. They'll be lifting weights, running on a treadmill, or doing a leg presses when they'll survey a gym, who only to find that Yeat is no longer there. He left to finish up a song out of the blue. He will leave a space if he is inspired, says Enzo. On set, Yeat's appreciation for Chrome Hearts is palpable. He's not just passively, in fact, he's not just here passively. In fact, the pieces being shot are from his personal collection. One padded and striped down was ferried from Yeat's Los Angeles closet to New York at the last minute. The inside looks like it's meant to be worn on a boat in the cold, open water. Most people wouldn't have the gall to wear this, but these are his clothes of choice. Normally, a last-minute request would prove a lot logistically complicated to come together. All right, let me read that over again. Normally, a last-minute request would be too logistically complicated to come together. But all Yeat had to do was call a friend who grabbed the shirt and hopped on the next flight to New York. Over the years, Yeat's cultivated a personal style that can seem as paradoxical as his lyrics. Sometimes things are tighter, sometimes they're baggy, sometimes he prefers stealthy all-black looks, and other times he's opted for more maximalist logos. He'll wear big-name designer brands like Louis Vuitton, but also under the radar upstart labels like Spider. And then there's Chrome Hearts. He has cuts and pieces of Chrome Hearts that he doesn't post. He estimates that he has about 20 pairs of custom pants and jackets, respectively. Random sunglasses fill his wall to especially in his Los Angeles home. He also has a ranch, which location he won't disclose. Cool. Historically, those who have achieved Yeat's level of fame and fortune have relied on stylists to build their wardrobes and put together their looks on set. Bia remarks that by and large, Yeat's looks, and really this entire shoot, is for Yeat, styled by Yeat. He's referring not just to the clothes on set, which Yeat is pairing to his liking, but also the general creative direction, which he has painstakingly overseen with his team. It also goes beyond photo shoots. Yeat is the one who curates his image, from what he wears on stage to who he works with. Styles the way you carry yourself. Yeat explains, likening what he wears to an outward reflection of who he is. I got a chrome heart. Yeat saying, smiling, cheeky at his turn of phrase, I love it in their family. There's more. There is more. A man, a few words. Actually, I'm gonna show you that picture. A man, a few words. Yeat walks back. Okay, I'm moving all over the place. Yeat walks back in front of the camera, having held court on the importance of style. Even though he stopped speaking, Yeat's voice blares throughout the studio as new unreleased music plays, including more than 10 unheard collaborations with Lil Uzi. They just casually just threw that in there. Just like 10 unheard collaborations with Lil Uzi Vert, all made in the past week. Uzi and Yeat have been frequent collaborators since 2022, but the quality and quantity of the music speaks for their kinship. Beyond the music, they both have a mysterious and reclusive nature and appreciation for expensive jewelry and a eclectic sense of style that feeds the frenzy of their fans. Okay. Since 2021, Yeat's sound has become slightly more polished, starting with the 2024 album 2093, which the name suggests had a futuristic bent to it. It was a sci-fi album, but the dystopian world wasn't so much dystopian as it was a technological scene. And it was a little too catered to the pop world. Yeat's so much cooler when he remembers the weirdness that made him a genuine force. Familia is a great track, but Yeat is more dynamic than a Spotify rap idea about owning a planet. Yes. That's why it feels good to hear some wild bells, strange vocals, and up-tempo flows from Yeat. On this new music, it's more energized, more in line with some of his work. In 2022, it's a mix of new experimental sound rooted in my old sound. He explains between outfit changes. For an artist whose solo catalog has garnered over 6 billion streams on Spotify alone, Yeat's 2025 has been marked by his collaborations with his peers. In June, Yeat headlined Lyrical Lemonade's Summer Splash Festival, a joint set with Don Toliver, which we were at, which featured unreleased music by the duo. He's been quietly interacting online and IRL with Justin Bieber, who threw a Yeatchella after party in honor of rapper's headline generating set. He's also been in the studio with the recently free Young Thug, who was the first of Yeat's major inspirations to collaborate with him back in 2022. All right. Man. How much more am I reading? Oh, thank God. Last page. I love this though. This is great. The music blaring over the speakers on the set has a sense of boisterousness and urgency that matches the year he's been having. Bia mentions this is the most outside he's ever been, and it's true. The music is full of energy, more in line with some of his earlier work, but certainly an evolution from the isolated, drugged out raps afterlife. He wanders over to Bia to look over the photos together. I can do more, Yeat says, before regaining his place in front of the camera, moving around with a bouncy rhythm set by the music. Sounds like Yeat was in a good mood during this set and just willing to just, express himself the way he can and the way he does. You know what I'm saying? Without doing too much as well, Emphasize on the way he does. He spent the last months recording and perfecting in front of us. He unfolds the beanie on his head, fashioning a makeshift balaclava with the loose knit allowing him a modicum of sight. Like the music, even with the face obscured, it's unmistakably Yeat in the spotlight. Wearing hundreds of thousands of dollars of clothes and jewelry, yet shying away just enough to keep people wanting more. But then Yeat calmly turned to the crew and asked, "That's a rap ski?" And the shoot was over. That's tough. That is tough, bro. Production, lighting, grill team. Look at this picture here. Did I show y'all the last picture? I did. Okay, look at this. King Talker. King Talker. So this is like the photo shoot, basically, that they was talking about. And, this is where they doing it at, and allowing Yeat to do what he do. King Talker, and that's it, man. That's all. That's Yeats. I hope we get more of these, bro, because I've never really necessarily been like a vinyl collector. Buy vinyls and stuff like that. I don't know. I've just never really. I don't know. But I would honestly say I wouldn't mind reading a magazine, bro. I wouldn't mind reading a magazine, reading some pictures, and having that shit like stacked up somewhere. I would not mind that. Let's bring that back, please. Other than that, though, I think I pretty much covered everything on this stream. W stream tonight. We'll be on stream tomorrow. Just gonna go ride my scooter around. Just be a random ass nigga, do a random ass shit, no cap. Appreciate y'all. Peace.